Finally, a review of an ambient techno album. Honestly, haven't done too much to cover many ambient techno releases this year, or maybe even just ambient music in general. I haven't even done a review of the new Gas album yet. I'm very behind. But I'll catch up eventually. And I think that me releasing this catch-up review is kind of necessary, because this is a cool album. It's not perfect, but it's cool. And I really think that you should check it out. Clark, a UK-based producer, has just put out one of the coolest electronic and ambient techno releases you'll hear all year. And when I say coolest, I really do mean cool, as in cold. Overall though, this thing sounds like the musical equivalent of a glacier. I think it's glacier. The track Living Fantasy on this thing, probably my favorite on here, like you're being lifted into the sky, elegantly, by glowing angels. And the track before that one, Catastrophe Anthem, has haunting choir vocals that seep in amongst chimes and a very heavy drone that crescendos during the first minute and a half. It's beautiful but extremely eerie. The mixing on this album too, it achieves the goal of having all these sounds playing together such that it creates a thick, vivid, impenetrable atmosphere. Clark is able to use these different layers of sound to evoke some kind of image. There are many cases of tracks where he just gets the timing and the layering and the mixture of sounds just right. You know, Aftermath is one of my favorite examples on this thing, with its layering of all these different keyboard instruments like harpsichords and pianos. Or maybe for something a little more upbeat, you'd fancy Butterfly Prowler, a track with a very strong house influence but a looping atonal melody that sounds almost sour, but it works so well. The album ends off with the track Un-UK, a very off-the-wall and unsettling piece that begins frantically and ends serenely. I think the naming of the track Un-UK might be some kind of bold statement, although it's not very specific because obviously it is instrumental music, but I think the unsettling atmosphere this track gives off is kind of sums that up quite well. The beauty of this album is really just hearing, again, just hearing how Clark plays with all those different sounds and tones and textures. As an album, it may not have such a cohesive structure. Instead, this album just kind of offers you one track after another. Plus, many times the tracks don't end all too satisfyingly. Sometimes they fade out or just not go out with a gratifying punch. I feel like some of these tracks really deserved something like that. The first half has more of a stronger tech house influence, whereas the second half will gravitate more towards the looser, abstract, ambient side of things, but each side is well executed with fresh and pleasant sounds all on their own. So please check this out. Don't let this slip by you. This is a good album. 7 out of 10.